How do you spend $300K?
I did it in 90 days.
How much hookers and blow can you do? Like, I don't know.
No, I wasn't. I don't know. Just an idiot. I don't know. I had a lot of cash with me in Florida, and I blew it all. Yeah, it was bad.
That'll be if. Good
Yeah, it
luck
was
with
stupid. It
everything.
was just me
And
being young and dumb.
hopefully
Yeah,
hopefully tomorrow goes the right way for you.
yeah.
And if it does,
Most likely, like I said, it's most likely not. I'm gonna tell everybody, and this is why I'm doing this interview more. I know I'm going to jail tomorrow. I know they're gonna put me in. The government wants me in jail. So I'm probably gonna do some time and then come out and then just have to start over. This is what they want. They just want me in jail. I tried everything. They just want me in jail. So
okay. So tomorrow's a big day for you. You obviously talked a little bit about that. Yeah, you and John, the John and Gene show, Johnny and Gene show, was kind of revolutionary in the podcasting space and sort of a whole trend of the
yeah.
model sphere, as I call it, right? Give us kind of like that whole experience, and then I know it kind of jammed you up a little bit. So if you talk about that,
Yeah. Well, like you know, it jammed us up because we were the first to do it, so the government came at me first. Like if it was now, I wouldn't be in trouble. You know what I mean? Because there's so many. So we were the first to do it, hitting the newspapers. We had Rubio on, the senior judge in the Southern District wanted us off. So we had a lot of shit going on. We, constantly in the paper, and we were bringing on these crazy guests and cooperators and things. So me and Johnny, we're always going to be great friends. Me and him became very close, and I would never talk bad about him, no matter what. I never turn on Johnny. If there's anything he does with me, I won't. You know what I mean? That's just my boy. And me and him had a good thing going. But the thing that happened is this: they didn't like the fact that they felt like we were glorifying, but we weren't glorifying. We were trying to say what we did for the mafia and what was bad about it. The government just didn't like the fact that we were talking about hurting people and things like that, and antagonizing people. So they were looking for any way to get me off the show. What they didn't know that there would be a storm of people coming and doing the same thing. Not only that, there's a guy on federal parole doing the same thing that I'm not allowed to do, but they allow him to do it. So it doesn't even make sense. You know what I mean? So it's like you're talking out of two sides of your mouth. So now I think basically they're not as mad as me as they was, because there's so many people coming out and doing all this stuff. At the end of the day, me and Johnny are top 5 most popular ones. Only a select handful you'll say that are above us. Jimmy Calangi's nowhere near us. John, these guys, Panisi, no offense to them, they don't get our views. They don't
well,
get
you guys
our
were
stuff.
you guys were number 3 essentially.
Yeah, they don't get our views. It's Mike Francis, Sammy, and me and Johnny. Nobody was getting the views we were getting except for Mike Francis and Sammy. That's it. And will pass us. Nobody else was doing it because they knew me and Johnny were real street guys. They knew we were really out there doing all that stuff. So nobody will get our numbers except for Sammy and Mike. That's it.
Well, and it's funny because I've interviewed all these people, and the only ones that pulled down the big numbers are Sammy, you, A-Light. I'm gonna have Francis back on, and
that's it. Listen, we're the main
shows.
ones. I don't know what it is. Listen, they love me because I guess I'm young. I was wild, and I'm related to big time guys, and everything. So I was work for big people, and I was really doing work. I wasn't no slouch. I was doing work, bro. You know what I mean? So these guys weren't. If you look at Jimmy Calangi, I'm not knocking him. He never did shit. He's off the street at 22 years old. John Panisi, I don't know his story. I never heard of this guy. I'm from Howard Beach, Ozone Park. I've never heard of this guy. And we are Mr. Howard Beach, me and my people. I've never heard of him. Never. Not once. So I don't know. You know what I mean? I know who's who. I know what guys were what. In Howard Beach, Ozone Park, if you were somebody, I'm going to fucking know you, bro. I beefed with everybody. So I don't know, a lot of these guys come out the woodworks talking these stories. Maybe you were based out of a different area, but you weren't based in my area because we don't know you.
Okay. So you do your thing. How many trials did you actually testify at?
None.
They all took pleas, whoever you dealt with?
Not one.
With that being said, though, Gene, you're facing something serious, right? And when this drops, you'll know the fate. What's going through your head?
Nothing. I lived in jail majority of my life. So what are they going to do? Put me in jail? You know what I mean? What are they going to do? I'm going back to jail. It's not like, I'm going somewhere I've never been before. So you're going to put me in jail. I'll do some time and I'll come out. What can I do? I don't want to go back, but that's just what they want right now. So there's nothing I could do about it.
Now, what do you think about to those that are watching this? And, so I always say, just because somebody's on the street doesn't mean they're not an intelligent guy. I spoke to you before. I've interviewed before. You're not an unintelligent guy, right? So
Right.
the person watching saying, "Hey, this guy, smart. Why the hell is he getting tripped up again? Like why did you think you recidivated? Like why did you think?"
I lost it because the things that they were saying about me and talking about my mom and my friends and they were saying a lot of things. So I just kind of like flew off the edge and I started answering back and they violated me for it. That's all it was. And they didn't want me on YouTube and stuff like that. So they put the violation